I'm sitting here with Randy Singer from Miami. He's a fabulously talented artist himself and musician, and he happens to be the musical director for several really wonderful places in Miami, some hot spots. So hi, Randy, how are you?
Fantastic. Being here in the Hit Factory is just a real honor because some of the greatest musicians of the world have recorded right where we are sitting here.
Yeah, I know. It's fantastic. This is a great night. Really, really great night. So tell me, what have you got going on in Miami?
Well, it's kind of being a full-time musician is blessed enough and grateful enough, and keeping me busy enough, performing 4-5 nights a week, steady, plus doing recording sessions. And then by day, been keeping busy, keeping as the custodian of in a way of perhaps where the future of music is going, which is, live music. And keeping a lot of musicians busy and, creating projects and I'm creating events. I like that.
I'm really excited to hear about the things that you have going on at your venues. Why don't you let us know a little bit about what you're doing to help new artists get started?
Well, I see my venues as like a garden, and I provide everything that flowers and vegetables need to grow. We have the venues all have great PA systems, lighting, grand piano. The audience that comes are musicians, or excuse me, the audience that comes to the venues, at the Van Dyke Cafe, for example, I'm speaking of, they come to listen to music. They don't come there to drink and to hook up and things like that. They do that, but that's on the side. But the main focus is everyone is looking at you when you're performing, and musicians love that. So when musicians are gravitating to this, it's like a magnet, like Chicago was back in the 40s and the 50s, in New Orleans before that. We have to create these magnetic. You have to become so real and so passionate about what you do, is that things come to you instead of trying to be in a million different areas.
Yeah, that's phenomenal. So what do you think about the iTunes artists versus the traditional signing with a label? Do you think people should be independent and start out that way, or what kind of advice will you give to them?
The advice that I believe in is that I believe in what's called the micro concert. And what the micro concert is when you create within yourself an ability to entertain and enlighten. I like to use those two words together. And yet it's commercially exciting, yet has artistic integrity. I said, and then when you bring that all together and you can actually create a show around that. Is that you will find people will come to you, and then you have to bring all that social thing that some people don't like to sit in front of a computer. But once you add the music, the business part to your music, so you're actually creating like building blocks, a little bit of this. Because in the old days, you could just be a singer and a songwriter, and everybody would build that house around you. Well, that doesn't so much exist anymore. So to create these things, and then what the micro concert concept is something that I did at Cinema Paradiso with Randy Bernson, is that if you can pack a room with 30, then you can go to 40 and rent a small theater out. And some of these theaters, for example, the Cinema Paradiso, don't quote me on this, it's like $2,500 to rent this, and it's a beautiful theater with mezzanine seating. And we packed the place twice, and we're going to be doing this on a quarterly basis.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's exciting. Barry Gibb tonight mentioned that the best advice he could give to a new artist is to just believe in what they're singing. And I teach that all the time. How do you feel about it? You as an artist, how do you feel about getting emotionally involved in every single piece that you put out there?
Well, I mean, that's a pretty deep question if you really want to. I'm not sure within the context of this conversation, because to get real with your music, you really have to get real with yourself. And one of the best ways you can get real with yourself is to always tell the truth and always do what you say. And too many careers have been derailed by people who say one thing and do another, especially in this business. So that's the advice that I would give to any aspirant, is to start with yourself. And before you can love the song and understand the song and to live that song, you've got to do that for yourself. And that's certainly a way is to keep the truth, and also to be a sponge for any experience that you can find. Just because you feel that going out to rock climbing or going to a cinema verite or taking lute classes, because you never know. At some point, every experience you will have will come together in your life. So get as much experience. Too many young people today, they're too afraid to step out and do different things and to travel. It was a little bit easier in my age. I could just hitchhike and end up on the other side of the United States, or go to Germany where I didn't speak the language, or Brazil, and get lost. So there's still opportunities. Are you experienced, as Jimi Hendrix would say? If you're not, get experienced.
Well, thank you, Randy.
Okay.
I really appreciate you talking to me.
Okay, Jacqueline. Thank you so much for everything that you're doing as well. All right.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Well, if you'd like to see more of our videos, why don't you join our online community at AmericanVocalAcademy.com. Thanks for joining us, and again, Randy, thank you so much.